All right. This is game. It's all a best of one, and round of 64. There's only 45 minutes worth of games going on. They're all going to be played at the same time, and within that 45 minutes. And I'll be casting as many as I can in that 45 minutes. So we got 40 minutes left. And Charlesh versus Fenrir. This is the first cast of the day for me. It is Ottomans versus Brits. For this matchup, I think most people would consider Ottomans stronger on the current meta, at least. They have some really good options, but Brits definitely has some really good options too. They're never a civ that you can assume are you can't underestimate them. Have extremely strong boom potential, and yeah, they're just really good. We'll look at the map real quick. It is Florida. You cannot wall on these marshes here. There's also a few mines and hunts over there. There is sea, and a pretty big sea. There's 5 whales, which for a 1v1 is pretty sizable. And then, yeah, it's looking good. Let me, yeah, let me go to shipment sent for you guys. And I'm going to go to units and queue so you guys can see that. It is a TP start from both players, as is kind of expected for Ottomans. For Brits, not always. There's a market start, of course, too. But yeah, it should be pretty exciting. And we're getting into it. All right, we can take a look at the decks really soon. We do see the Ottoman deck has a couple warship cards, has schooners, a fish market. Otherwise, lots of other cards. I'm expecting an FF, and then we'll see what he goes from there. Looking over at the Brits deck here, he has not picked a deck yet. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, so going well. Let me check something real quick for you guys. Make sure everything's as good as it can be. Yeah. Looking good. All right, so it is Fenrir, Fenrir in Brits over here. We'll take a look at his deck. We gotta open up the other one first. Fairly comparable to the Ottoman deck, actually. A little bit more H2 focused, as would be expected from Brits. And looking good. Thanks for the donation, Malasite. Dude, $10, man? Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. That's gonna go towards ESOC and future tournaments. So thank you very much. And we'll get on to the rest of this. Check something out real quick. All right. So looking at the players, Ottomans is just aging up now. He went two trade posts. He probably bought 100 wood with coin treasures, or got some wood treasures. Let's look at the treasures real quick. We see Fenrir got a scout and 20 coin. Charlesh just got 100 XP. So looks like he chopped a little bit, and he got 2 TPs out. So 2 TP start. That's really, really strong. With an expected FF, it should be really good for him. Looking over at Brits here, he is aging, and most of his villagers on food, of course. Both players have sent 3 vills, and that's it so far. Yeah. Hold on just a second. I am checking something. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna leave it up here. All right. So this is the first game of the cast day for me. I'm just making sure the overlay's all right in the middle of my 24-hour stream. You have no idea where I am, Rupert. Yeah, sorry about that. I was doing a chip, making sure the overlay was all good and the donation bar and everything, and it's looking good now. Looking over at it, we see that the explorers are kind of chasing each other. Kind of funny. He's just scouting a lot. He actually got a sheep, believe it or not. I don't know if he's going to continue to keep it. We'll see. We do see that Charlesh gets that 40 food. Taking a look at the economy, it's 17 to 13, as is expected. It is 1 TP out for Brits, but 2 for Ottomans. He's had 2 since age 1. And yeah, we'll take a look at the treasures real quick. Charlesh got 100 food after you already started aging, and you just got 40 food additionally. It definitely looks like he's going to FF with this build order. And Fenrir, on the other hand, getting manors out, getting a barracks and base out. Outpost wagons sitting around. We'll see what happens here. All right. So the British player does see that the 700 coin was sent. He knows it's going to be an FF now. See what his response is. You can either boom a little bit. You can do a delayed fortress, or you can put pressure on the enemy fast. It appears he's not putting pressure on the enemy fast because his barracks is way back. And it's not a forward base of any kind. He is getting some manors out. He did send 700 wood second card. He does have the outposts also. So he's going to be probably facing Janissaries and let's see, where does his outpost went over here? A little over to the side. Slightly surprising. But that could work well. We'll see. He's also sending 2 vills forward now, probably to build a barracks. Botto FF, building Janissaries and shipping 2 falconets in H3 is what is expected. Some muskets going forward now from Charlesh, and we'll see what he does with the rest. Excuse me. I am on, what is that? I've been streaming for a very long time. I can't even do the math on it. Native Scout going forward, going to see what the enemy is up to. He does not see any buildings, and that's really close. I'm surprised the TC can't see it from there. It's really, really close. A barracks up a little bit behind the outpost. And looking at units in queue, he does have Janissaries in queue, or at least 1. And the Explorer just running away does get taken down. That's 45 XP over to Fenrir. It's looking really good for Ottomans at the moment. I don't think British has a good answer to this right now. Yeah. Looks like he's just going to try to pick off some vills, but he doesn't have many vills in the first place. And they're all around the TC, except for these 2, of course. Janissary is going back. Now that is unexpected. He aged up with 4 Hussar. That is also unexpected. Okay. So Hussar is going to take out a vill here, possibly, if he sees it. Looks like he is not. No, he does. Okay. Sees the bill. Have muskets going forward right here. And it's looking... I think it's looking good for Charlesh. Fenrir has really good economy. Almost double the economy, actually. 31 to 17. There is 2 TPs to 1. So it's not double, but 1.5 times at least. And military is really close. He is H3 though. We'll see if the 2 falconets come in really soon. I expect that. With the 2 falconets should be a lot of pressure. The cav, I believe, are just to raid and whatnot. Janissaries coming in now. Veteran Janissaries. 8 Janissaries was shipped. And one of them goes down to TC fire. And let's see when the falconets come in. 2 caravels sent by Fenrir. That is surprising, to say the least. He did scout the shoreline a lot. Let's look at his deck. Yeah, I don't know why you'd send that. That makes no sense to me, but okay. 2 Falconets, Janissaries, 4 Hussar coming forward. Pretty good mass for H3. And, well, it's just pure muskets out from Fenrir. Nothing else, but you need something. Perhaps muskets jumping out of here and getting on top of the cannons would be good, but Janissaries forward and doing some good damage there. Good positioning of his Janissaries next to his Falconets, really looking good there. And looking over at everything else, let's see. Fenrir is up in a lot of military, a lot of economy, but behind in the momentum. Yeah. All right. Looking at the rest of it. Oh, shoot. I missed the fight. Ah, dang it. I was making sure everything's good. Really, really good from... Was that... Holy cow. He did really, really good there. Took down the Falconets. Looking really good from Fenrir at this point. And he... Yeah, it's looking really good. Sorry I missed that fight. Yeah, a little bit blind apparently. Yeah. Spot heat going down. Cab going down. There's only a few Janissaries left. At this point, it's so far in the lead for Fenrir. I'm really sorry I missed that fight. It's yeah, it's looking really, really rough from him. Let's look at what cards he has. He does have 5 Avis guns. That'd be a decent option at this point. Otherwise, you know, 1k wood, 3 TCs, build some Avis or something of the like. He is building, he did send the Avis, and he may be fighting this here. Looking really good from Charlesh. I like it a lot. Trying to get the cabin on the Avis. Well done. It's just such a small army from Charlesh. And he has units coming in from behind, but if those Avis go down, it's looking really, really good for him. It is age 2 units versus age 3, so that there is that. But yeah, Charlesh does not have an economy behind this. He is sitting, let's look at economic units, sitting on 21 bills, so a little bit shy of the 25 that you get from the mosque, etc. Go back to units in queue there. Looking at Fenrir, he's still staying age 2, and he did lose 1 barracks, but he has 1 up. It's on very low HP, 100 HP in fact. And the stable he's got a stable out too. So looking really good from him. Fenrir versus Charlesh. I should have looked at the PR of these guys before I jumped into the game. But it's looking really, it's a pretty close game. But the economy is just so far ahead for Fenrir. I don't know what Charlesh is going to be able to do. Granted, Ottoman economy, it's always a little bit better than what the stats say, because it doesn't take resources to build the villagers. And he also has 2 TPs, but it's roughly about, it is a age 1, like it's an unupgraded trade line. So it's roughly about 24 villagers to 36, and that's really, really good for Fenrir. Let's look at the rest of everything else. He's going in on the outpost now, sieging it down. Cav Arch, he's just sending all the shipments he can. He doesn't have much of anything left. He can send 5 Hussar, and then 4 Mamluks, and that's basically it. Doesn't have any other shipments outside of that. And he's pushing onto Ottomans right now, but decides to pull back a bit. I'd like to see that barracks repaired. I don't know that the enemy will ever get that deep again, but it'd be nice to have that. Manor House going down on the hunts. Looking at his manors, he has 13. That will be his 14th. And the Ottoman's just sitting back. He is not building additional TC, so he's just going to fall farther and farther behind economically. Does he have a mosque out? I do not see a mosque. So no mosque. His timing window is quickly coming to an end. He's got one more villager that can be created until he runs out of options. He does have 1k wood that he could still ship. I think I'd like to see that sooner than later. Other possibilities that he could send is a frigate. He doesn't know if the opponent is on sea or not. Looking at his deck, he does have schooners, so that's a consideration. The Cav coming around to raid, but the Cav Arch, there was line of sight with the houses. The villagers come back, Cav Arch come over, and they shouldn't accomplish a whole lot. Couple Hussar going down there. And good micro from Charlesh. Good to see that. He didn't lose a single Cav Arch there. And let's see. Fenrir, I think he needs to age and then push. That would be what I would expect from him. He is not... Let's see what he's continuing to do. He's just continuing to mass. He has a lot of villagers on wood. Perhaps he wants to get to max manors first. He does have a dock coming out. One thing that could be really good from Charlesh is if he built an artillery foundry, but he has not done so yet. I think he might have a card coming in right now. Mamelukes. Okay. Interesting. Not expected. Mamelukes versus muskets, not the best thing. The Mamelukes, for anyone curious, has 1,450 HP and 34 attack. So very high HP, mediocre attack, not very high. No multipliers at all either. So yeah. Looking at how everything else is going, we'll check it out. And yeah, he's just pushing forward. I think he knows that his window of opportunity is really coming close. It is 67 military pop to 51, so he has the lead there. Charlesh is not aging yet. He's just going on C, so booming even more in H2. I don't think that's a super good choice. It would be really nice to see him aging up and just getting some semblance of a strong military out. The H3 military versus the H2 could be pretty rough, especially with the military pop advantage being there. Yeah, I do like how Fenrir's caravels are sitting along the shoreline. That's really good to see. Yeah. Looking good. Alright, so Ottoman's coming in here. A longbow firing onto the Janissaries. Muskets coming a little bit forward. It's a lot of Janissaries. Couple Avis in there. We'll look at the HP of everything. Some of the Avis are low, but there's only a couple. And they're getting in on the fight right here. Cav Arch needs to go onto the Cav. The Mamelukes can pretty much, it would be good to have them on the longbows. The Janissaries go in on all of the Cav and pretty much one-shot all of them. That was really nice micro from Charlesh, and well done. The Cav are going to be going down, the longbow are going to be going down to the Mamelukes, and the army is going to be cleaned up from Fenrir. So really well played from Charlesh. Just lots of units being spammed out. Lots of Janissaries, and then lots of units being made. Charlesh calls GG. That's usually you don't do that till later. Technically, we see that Fenrir has about double the eco, so
Perhaps going for C was a bit ambitious. Looking at everything else, the military is all but over for Fenrir. It is 5 to 71. Looking at the possible cards he has left to send in deck, pretty much nothing. 5 bills, Virginia Company. That's the only options, actually. Villagers going down 41 to 25 economically.